Live from Sin City, it's the Socks and Pinstripes Podcast. And now, here's the star of the show, Diet Dr. Griffin!
This is Diet Dr. Griffin back with another episode of the Socks and Pinstripes Podcast. We are 2 regular season games away from the end of the season. And
let's go, baby! Blah, 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 blah.
There is still a lot that is undecided right now. How are you feeling this morning, Shane?
Dude, the AL East is making me excited for everything in baseball that has to happen, yet to happen, and will happen today. So
I will tell you, I have a bit of a headache this morning. And
I mean, me too, Griffin, but I think for a different reason than you do. So.
yeah. I don't know why. I woke up this morning just feeling dehydrated. I'm not sure. But I can tell you, one team that is really feeling like they got a headache right now is the Detroit Tigers.
Oh man, geez, yeah.
Are they
even leaders in the AL Central still? Or
no, they're not. They at one point had a 15.5 game lead on the AL Central lead, and the Guardians came storming back, and the Guardians own the tiebreaker over the Tigers now.
Oh, let's go, Guardians! Let's go.
Now, according to ESPN, the Tigers have a 90.8% chance of making the playoffs because they do own the tiebreaker over the Astros.
Okay.
And the Astros are presently 1 game behind the Tigers.
Oh,
the Red Sox are playing the Tigers, and they officially clinched a wild card berth last night with a comeback win over the Tigers.
I know, who did someone hit a double off the monster and then they walked it off. I forget who it was, but
I believe it was Rafaela who did that. I was watching the game on the big inning when it happened. They said it was a triple.
I saw the highlight in the bottom of the 9th, and I saw the Tigers outfielder go up to jump for it. Ding off the monster. Guy went first to third. Walk it off.
Yeah, it was Rafaela did it, and I think Duran was on base.
Oh, nice. Okay, the speed on speed. So
yeah. I'm surprised the Red Sox have been able to kind of hold it together, because when Roman Anthony went down, I thought that was kind of one of their big reasons. Like, he's the best player, the best bat in that lineup, if we're being honest. I mean, he's like a 21-year-old rookie, but he's just got that.
It sure seems that way. Yeah. He takes walks better than a lot of other people in the game too. So
yeah, they're saying he's got some similarities to Juan Soto in that regard.
Yeah.
The Astros are about to fall off. I was honestly rooting for the Astros, if only to prove my Detroit Tigers missing the playoffs prediction correct. And this is the crazy thing. I saw a post earlier in the week. This is some crazy Tigers juju here. Someone put a post saying that the Tigers have been 1-10, and this was a few days ago, so things have changed since then. They were 1-10 since they did the Trump dance on 9/11 at Yankee Stadium. Donald Trump was at that game. He was at the game. It was the 9/11, thing. He was at the game, and I'm like,
he's at the Ryder Cup now. His office loves telling the public that he's watching sports. So.
Yeah, I mean, Trump at one time was an owner of a USFL team, and Sylvester's over here playing with a plastic bag, making noise here, if you can hear it in the background. But Trump at one time actually was trying to buy the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, man, that might have been the most profitable thing he'd ever done in his life. So,
well, here's the funny thing. If he had bought the Bills, he might not have ever tried to go into politics. He might have just been an NFL owner. So,
I think he would have gone. He likes the attention too much. I think he always would have gone. I think his trajectory was.
We'll see. It's possible. Yeah. But anyway, look, the point is, I don't think the Tigers were doing anything like political moves or anything. It was just like, oh, the president's in the house, let's do something fun, like
for sure.
I can see if like if baseball wasn't so stuck and uptight in its ways, let's say Elvis was like at the building or something, and like
Yeah.
somebody did the Elvis like honga, like guitar gesture that he does, like
Yeah.
that would have been fun. I feel like it was the same sort of thing, but
I yeah, what I think is unfortunately in the last 5 years you've seen or no, last 8 years, honestly, you've just seen the hyper politicization of things that shouldn't be politicized, honestly. So
yeah, 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 I can see that. And Tigers had another scary moment this week because they Scooble Dooby Doo, he
oh
hit
yeah,
a
Google do.
Guardians hitter, David Fry, in the face with a 90 plus mile an hour fastball.
Wasn't
And
it 95 plus? I thought it was like
95
90.
plus. It was
Yeah.
probably like high 90s.
Yeah. I think it was
And
97. Just face shot at him. Yeah.
yeah, and to be fair, Fry was going in for a bunt. It wasn't like he was headhunting or anything. He
Yeah.
was facing him, and clearly he felt horrible about it, and Scooble checked his
Oh
ball.
yeah, he reacted worse than I mean, maybe he knocked the guy out, which is why he reacted worse, but he seemed to react worse than Fry who got hit. So
Yeah, and that seemed to have, I think, reversed some of the bad juju with some good, positive karma juju, whatever you want to call it. This stuff is
well,
real, guys. This stuff is real. Curses are real. Do you believe it now with the witch thing? You guys
yeah,
are
dude,
17-2 since the witch incident, and the one loss was last night.
yeah, and we clinched the number 2 seed in the playoffs.
Yeah, which
So
like honestly means you probably didn't even need to win last night. You've kind of done your job.
yeah,
Now
so
I
we're
gotta
gonna take
ask,
the rest of the year off.
how do you feel about getting the bye? Because on the one hand, it's like it gives you the opportunity to set your rotation, but on the other hand, a lot of higher seeds that have gotten the break have gotten bounced super fast by one of the hotter teams that starts playing, like maybe a potentially like a Cleveland or a Detroit that are gonna be having to play or advancing. How do you feel about that?
Honestly, as long as Jerry DePoto gets fired, I don't care what happens. So
Honestly, I don't think he's going to at this point.
I don't think he is
I don't
either.
think I don't
So
I don't think you can. You have like one of the best seasons you guys have had in a long time in terms of
yeah,
like actually
un,
advancing to another round in the playoffs.
yeah. Unfortunately, numbers wise, that's correct. But then it's also correct that the AL West has been worse than it's ever been this year. So I don't know. It's just one of those things where I know he's gonna get his contract picked up again for another 7 years. I'm gonna have to listen to a guy talk about losing baseball like it's something I should be proud of. So whatever. But
Well, I mean now you know how all the Yankees fans feel about Aaron Boone still managing the team.
I don't know anything about the Yankees. They can go do something. So
Let's just say a lot of the people that are there won Boone Gonzo a while ago.
yeah, that checks out. The guy argues balls and strikes for Verdugo or whatever his name is. So
Well, I wasn't going to bring this up so early on the show here, but they did announce this week that automatic balls and strikes is going to be a thing all next year.
oh yeah, I heard that on the whatever the color commentator was on the game I was watching. I was watching the Blue Jays game because the Blue Jays are trying their hardest to defeat the evil empire on their way to a playoff berth. So
Well, we'll get to that in a second, but I wanted to talk about the automatic balls and strikes thing because that was a real decisive thing, and we've kind of gotten a bit of a sneak peek at it because they did it during the All-Star game, and they
yeah.
did it during spring training as well.
Well,
So
I
this
honestly think you've had umpires kind of acting up too, because I watched the Blue Jays game on what was that day? Today's Saturday, so I want to say Thursday. I watched the Blue Jays game, and that guy was being whoever the umpire was being very willy-nilly with the strike zone, like high, wide left, and wide right, and rang up George Springer too. And it was pretty obvious that he was being generous with the strike zone. And I don't know if we're going to see umpires acting like children kind of a little bit for the rest of the year because of that rule or not. But it was pretty wild. It wasn't like he was giving one side over the other. Like normally, you kind of see like people will either give left or right a little bit, especially with a lefty with a really good slider. But this guy was just high, wide, low, doesn't matter. It's a strike. So
I saw one, I believe with the Padres earlier this week that was like that, and you're gonna see, I think, a lot less managerial ejections now because I think there's just gonna be challenging more and more accountability, which is really
yeah,
what all we want. We just want consistency and accountability with these umpires.
yeah.
They're
I
great
honestly
in.
in the closer games too. I mean, it really, 0-1. The statistics on 0-1 and 1-1-2 are pretty wildly different than being ahead in the strike zone in those counts. So
Yeah, and I remember listening to something that Greg Manis was talking about how like when you get 0-2, he wouldn't waste pitches on an 0-2. He would just go super aggressive. And
yeah,
people were
because
like, "Oh no,
you're gonna swing. Yeah, yeah,
you should like, do a spoiler pitch or something." And it's like, well, yeah, I might have the most 0-2 hits in baseball, but I'm also gonna have the most 0-2 strikeouts in baseball.
yeah. Right.
Like, I don't understand why I mean, the pitchers don't get more aggressive on the 0-2 counts and then just go in and try to clobber them. But that's a
Yeah, it's
topic
just
for another day there.
yeah. No, it is actually kind of surprising, especially this year. It's almost like you can count on it being ball one, and a lot of good batters have caught on to this as well. I mean, like you watch just for the because I love the Mariners, just using the Mariners as an example, you watch Josh Naylor. I mean, he's like, if you throw that third strike when he's in an 0-2 count, he's just kind of like, well, good job. I'll see you next time I'm up to bat. So,
Yeah, there's far less stigma with striking out today as there used to be, and that's kind of a part of the reason that they don't care about it as much. Back in the olden days, like striking out was like, you're bad, you're a doofus for striking out. Like today, I'm like, I'll get him next time. Like you said.
and he used to strike out 2 out of 3 times. So it's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
Two out of three times if you're good. So,
I know you kind of touched on it a bit with the Blue Jays and the Yankees, but they are in a hotly contested situation right now. They are each tied at 92 and 68. The Blue Jays have the season series, and the
yeah,
winner
this,
of this matchup here is going to get the top seed in the American League.
yeah, it's so exciting to watch.
Well, I mean,
I'm in, I'm in
it is.
Canada right now. So I'm 100. Well, I already hate the Yankees, so I'm 100% rooting for the Jays, and it's been fun to watch with Canadians. So,
Where are you at in Canada, Shane? I assume like
uh,
Vancouver or somewhere in that vicinity.
Victoria, BC, so just across the sound from
Okay.
Vancouver. Yeah.
I went
It's
to
funny. It's funny. I look east and I can see the mountains of British Columbia, and I look west and I can see the mountains of Washington, and then I'm on the island in the middle. So,
it's cool. I went up to Vancouver when I was in high school, and I went to Whistler where they had some of the Winter Olympics a few years ago,
oh yeah,
and
Blackcomb. Yeah.
I remember when we were we took a bus from Vancouver out to Whistler, and they drove by they said they drove by the golf course where they filmed the original Happy Gilmore.
Oh, I didn't realize that was in Vancouver, but that makes sense.
I
So,
mean, I think it's somewhere between like Vancouver and Whistler and that. Um, it's up there in Canada because they film everything in Canada because of the currency exchange rates.
yeah,
But this Blue Jays Yankees situation was crazy because the Blue Jays had a sizable lead on the division, but the Yankees have just been on fire lately. They've been 9-1 in their last 10 games. They're on a 6-game winning streak.
Yeah, and the Blue Jays have been the opposite of on fire, which is why they're tied right now. So I watched they chased Max Scherzer in the first inning on Friday, I think, or you know,
Again, Scherzer got wrecked again.
yeah, he went so I honestly I stopped watching the highlights, but it was 3-0 in the first inning when he was pitching. I think he got chased in the first. I'm not sure. But I just turned away from the screen. I felt bad for felt bad for him. So, and that was after Kevin Gozman went six with 2-run baseball, I think.
That's
So yeah,
good. Well,
yeah. Chris Bassett might be coming back too. So we'll see what happens with that. But
the Blue Jays are presently playing. They have the Rays. The Rays looks like are the last two games here, and then the Yankees are playing with Baltimore.
yeah, the
Their
Oreos.
their game in Baltimore starts, I believe, in pretty soon.
Oh, really? Okay, cool.
I know it's a morning game because I have in the special league I have Schlittler, their starter.
Oh.
Tried to say that correctly there.
Hey, congratulations on winning the good league. So.
Thank you. I honestly did not think it was going to happen this year because the team just fell off a cliff so hard in the second half. I nearly lost the bye, and I think I just got lucky there. Honestly, the team just started like
Yeah,
playing hot again.
I saw it was 11-8 at one point in time. I was like, all right, Jeff's gonna make a comeback here. So
Yeah, I was doing great the first few days, and then I had some, the rocky pitching that we talked about, like with last week with Scherzer, and then Robbie Ray didn't play particularly well, and eventually it kind of evened out. I got a lot of good pitching on Sunday, and then just it looked like a laugher at one point because I had so much good pitching, and Jeff had the Astros pitcher on Sunday Night Baseball who gave up like 7 runs, and he basically did a Scherzer himself. He gave up like 7 runs in like a inning and a half to the
how was
Mariners.
it? Was it Ferngatti or whatever?
It was
Is
Jason
his name?
Alexander, the
Oh, really?
George from
Okay.
Seinfeld.
Yeah. All right.
That's how I know. God, that guy must have had some fun growing up.
Yeah, because they got that one guy's like Alan Getty or whatever his name is, and it always makes me I want to call him like Fern Gully, but I don't know why. So
Well, in the National League, things are a little bit more settled in. There's 5 out of 6 teams that have advanced to have clinched seeds here. The Phillies and the Brewers are both they're going to be the top 2 seeds.
and
Honestly,
their
not sure.
divisions are all set too, if I'm not mistaken. I thought I
Yes.
saw Y's next to all the names. So
Oh, they're all of the divisions are pretty much set at this point.
no, I mean, sorry, division winners is what I meant by that.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, because the Phillies have a 13-game lead over the Mets. The Brewers have a 6-game lead over the Cubs, and the Dodgers have a 3-game lead over the Padres. So they're all set.
Yeah, when I looked yesterday, only the Mariners had a Y next to their name. Let's
Yeah,
go.
because the Brewers are 1 game ahead of the Phillies
Yeah.
right now. And I
Well, I'm
believe,
talking about the AL West was the only one set in stone. Like like everyone has, their playoff berths, clenched or whatever. But in the AL yesterday, the only person with a Y next to their name was our Seattle Mariners. So
you got the Z's, you got the Toronto and New York both have the Z's next to their names. So
what is
they
the I know X is clinch playoff berth. What is Z
no,
again?
Y X is clinched division.
I thought
X
Y
is
was clinch division.
Y is clinched wild card,
Really?
and Z is clinched playoff berth.
Really?
That's that.
I messed
I'm
that
looking
up.
on
So.
ESPN. That's what they're
No, I
maybe
mean I
different.
believe. Trust me, I believe you. I just messed that up. So
I look at ESPN because they have the playoff odds percentages versus like the other places that don't have that.
Yeah, yeah.
So right now you've got an interesting situation here because it obviously the Phillies and the Brewers I think are still playing to be the potential top seed. But right now you have the Reds and the Mets are
Oh, dude.
playing for the final playoff spot. And interestingly enough, the Brewers are playing the Reds right now.
So I'm looking at MLB.com, and they got W clinched wild card, X clinched playoff berth, and Y clinched division. So
Well, I guess different websites are using different
yeah,
codes.
tell ESPN to go die somewhere for me.
So right now in the National League, you have, of course, you have the Phillies and the Brewers are going to be the top two seeds. The
Yeah,
Dodgers are going to be the 3 seed, and it's most likely that the Dodgers are going to end up playing either the Mets or the Reds because the
I didn't realize
Padres
the
and the
Mets and
Cubs,
the Reds are tied too. Wow, this is
yeah,
this is an exciting year this year.
and the Reds, I believe, own the tiebreaker.
Oh, between the two, okay, that
Yeah,
checks out.
Reds
Yeah.
own the tiebreaker.
Did you see Ellie De La Cruz like climb the ladder with all 6'8" of himself, or however tall he is, and
Yeah,
then do the double play?
I didn't see that part, but
Oh,
I saw
that is
some
a
of the
highlight
game
you will
last night.
enjoy watching. Yeah, he jumps up, catches the ball that should have been a single and would have been a single with, I don't know, like 80% of the other shortstops in the league, and then jump, like catch it and then land and then jump and tag second before the guy could get back.
There was a crazy fielding play earlier this week where the Red Sox were playing the Blue Jays and the game ended on an Alejandro Kirk what would have been a single into right field, but Abreu gunned him out at first base on because Kirk is just so portly. He's just a slow guy. He didn't even make it to first base on a ball hit in
Really?
right
I
field.
kind of watched that because I love outfield assists. So.
It's not unheard of, but it's not unusual to see not make it to first base on a ball hit in right field.
Yeah, on what would be and should be a single, not making it to first base. So,
Yeah. Yeah, and the look on Barger's face when he gets the second, because there was a runner on when that happened. When the
yeah,
look on his face when he gets the second, he looks back and he's like, "Oh man!" And not honestly, they were down like a few runs, so it was like the Red Sox were going to win that game anyway.
yeah.
But it was just kind of funny to look at it.
He's probably thinking, "Hey, I should have ran to third at this point in time." So,
Now, right now, the Padres and the Cubs are looking like they're going to be facing each other, and it's most likely that the Padres are going to have to go to Chicago for that series because the Cubs have a
let's
two-game lead.
go hobbies. I can almost feel $582 richer right now.
I don't know, man. The Padres are good.
Oh
They
yeah, no. I mean, trust me, I'm more of a Padres fan than a Cubs fan. But if the Padres win, I don't win any money. So
oh, I know. I don't think the way that the Cubs have been pitching lately that the Padres are necessarily going to. I think it's going to be a really good even series.
yeah, me too. Yeah, I think it will be. I'm kind of all I really want to see is the Friars against the Dodgers in anything because those are just really great games. But um, monetarily, I'd love to see the Cubs go far. So
I'm not necessarily sure how the playoff bracket's going to look. Maybe I can try to pull that up here because it looks like at least the way that's set, it's probably not going to change, but it could change dependent upon what what team ends up getting the 1 seed in the National League. That could be kind of what changes it. Right now, the Brewers have the
yeah,
1 seed, so they would be playing the winner of the Cubs Padres series, and then the Phillies would play the winner of the Dodgers and whoever ends up
yeah,
making out of that series.
dude, that's crazy. The Brew Crew only has a half a game lead on the Phillies too. So
Well, I think it's 1 game at this point.
Oh, yeah,
all
90,
caught up on it.
96, 94, 95, 96. They've played one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
They're
I
all
see.
caught up.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's gonna be fun to watch these next couple of days and watch everything kind of roll out.
Yeah.
And here's something that I was not expecting to see last night. Now that Cal Raleigh has hit 60 home runs,
Let's go, baby.
according to MGM betting lines, he is actually now the MVP favorite over Aaron Judge.
Oh, so that
Just surprising.
no.
It's surprising, and I mean, it's surprising in one sense, in the analytical baseball sense, and it's not surprising in the other sense because of the historical nature of the season that he's
Yeah,
had.
I knew from day one that the baseball writers of America would not do me wrong on this.
Technically, they haven't voted and haven't submitted ballots yet, so they still could do you wrong. But the betting line
Yeah.
has at least shifted because, and we've talked about this in previous weeks, Aaron Judge
Yeah.
was
Well,
the
the reason
betting
why the
favorite.
betting line has shifted is me and every other Mariners fan, and then also normal baseball watchers have all put money on the other line. So the casinos are like, maybe we should change this up a little bit. So
Which is interesting because when you look at the actual like offensive numbers between the two players, like Aaron Judge is night and day better than Brawley.
yeah, but he's a
Like Aaron
catcher.
Judge
So
just got intentionally walked more than any other hitter in the American League history.
yeah, but Aaron
Like,
Judge doesn't work with pitching, isn't one of the best framers in baseball, doesn't throw people out at second, actually doesn't even outfield assists ever, basically, because he's got a little baby arm out there. So,
well, now he has a baby arm because they don't want to have him miss half a season with Tommy John surgery.
yeah, it's all about Mr. Aaron Baby Judge out there.
But Judge's OPS is almost 200 points higher than Cal Raleigh's.
Guarantee it's not 200 points higher in the playoffs, Mr. Regular Season.
Well, this is a regular season award. It's not a playoff award. So
I know.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We don't know how Mr. Raleigh performs in the postseason.
We actually do, and we know that when they're down a historic amount of runs to the Blue Jays, that Mr. Cal Raleigh can rally the team back, hitting bombs into left field in Rogers and bring the team back from the brink of losing in order to get swept by the Astros. Way to go, Cal.
Okay, hold on. I want to find career playoff numbers. Of course, I'm on Baseball Reference and on his page, and I can't find.
Yeah, Cal only has 1 year, so take that with a grain of salt too. So
one thing that I am looking forward to, hoping to see in the playoffs, is a Clayton Kershaw choke job. I want to see that. I think
Clayton Kershaw's done. He's not going to make the He's not going to. He'll be on the team and in the dugout, but he's not playing in the playoffs with the Dodgers. I don't think so.
I don't think he's going to start in the playoffs.
I don't think he's going to play at all. If the Dodgers are up by a bazillion runs, maybe they'll trot him out for an inning just as like a see you later. But he already said he was going to retire, and I would highly doubt that manager is going to be. I think he's just going to be eye candy in the dugout, honestly. So
he could end up being, but I don't expect him to start a game unless it's like maybe a game 4 or something. But I mean,
he's not even going to make the roster. I don't think he's going. How does he make the roster?
Because the bullpen has been such a mess for that team over the past.
Yeah, but Clayton
Kirby's hurt
Kershaw
now,
is
too.
not the answer to that.
No, but he might be all that they have available right now. They're going to use Roki Sasaki in the pen. They're undecided about how Shohei's going to play. They might put him in the pen at 1.2.
Oh, dude, I think
potentially,
you
and throw him in
go
the
world.
outfield.
Yeah, I think you go World Baseball Classic and have Shohei close out your games.
I don't know.
Because
Roberts is weird.
Trinan can't even close out one inning. So
That's the thing. That's how bad the bullpen has been, that they might have to turn to somebody like Clayton Kershaw.
yeah, we'll see. I think that it'd be a very cold day in hell before Clayton Kershaw sees any game time these playoffs. But
Well, do you
It would be
remember
cool.
who?
It would be cool to see him out there, especially if he was playing well. So,
Do you know who was? Do you remember who was on the mound to close out the World Series last year?
yeah, Walker Bueller.
And was Walker Bueller a starter or a bullpen guy during the regular season?
He was a I'm gonna sit on my ass and not play any games because I'm injured pitcher. So
Well, he was a starter. He was a starter during the regular
I know
season.
he was a starter, but then he sat out like 3/4 of the season. So
Well, he was coming back from his second Tommy John surgery that
yeah.
season.
Oh,
He
boo hoo, Mr. Walker
he didn't
Bueller.
sit out half the season. He just was really bad because he had missed like the previous year or two before that.
Yeah, all he did was throw curveballs below the zone, and your favorite, not favorite team swung at all of them. So
So who do you think is gonna officially make the playoffs of the remaining teams that haven't? So in the American League, do you think it's gonna be the Tigers? Do you think the Astros are gonna pull it out?
I think it's going to be the Tigers. Honestly, I have a hard time thinking that they're going to drop. What are they? They're a game ahead. A hard time thinking they're going to drop 2 games or 1 game since they own the tiebreak to lose to Houston.
Yeah,
Um,
I think I tend to agree with you there because the Red Sox, now that they have clinched, even though they're playing the Tigers, I think they're not going to be motivated to just destroy the Tigers. I think they're
yeah,
going to probably Tigers are probably going to get at least one game in this series, and I think one game is going to probably be enough to get
yeah.
them to advance. Now,
Well,
what
and you
about
know
the?
that Scooble's going to be the first up to pitch, so they're probably going to win the first game, honestly. But
Oh, let's see. I gotta see because I don't know if Scooble is pitching over the next couple of days. Let's take a quick peek here.
well, he doesn't have to pitch over the
Oh,
next couple of days. I'm saying he's pitching in the first game of the playoffs.
okay. Well, here's the interesting thing. Scooble is scheduled to pitch on Sunday.
Yeah, I think if Detroit still has a 1 game lead, they bullpen that. Or, I mean, if they're granted, I don't make
If they're
millions and
in, if
millions of
they're
dollars a
in,
year, but if I'm the manager of the Tigers, I'm not running Scooble out on Sunday. So
I would hope they're not in. They need to win today to make sure they're
yeah,
not in a position to have to play Scooble tomorrow. Because if
yeah,
they're
well,
if they're
and
in, if they're not in yet, they would probably have to play Scooble, right?
yeah, I mean that's a tough one. So it just depends. Like, are you betting on going far in the playoffs so
Or
you
you,
don't
you
play
have to you have
Scooble
to
on
actually make sure
Sunday?
you make the playoffs, though. That's
Yeah,
the
or
thing.
are you so scared you're not going to make the playoffs that you play your best pitcher and then not have him available? I guess you could roll him out game 2 and hope you win game 1, right? So
Do they have to make the play? A lot of these managers think you have to make the playoffs before you can even worry about that. So that's how
yeah,
these
I
guys think.
mean they got who's their number 2 guy over there in Detroit? They got a pretty good number 2, I think, anyway, or
Not
maybe not.
really. I mean, Flaherty was supposed to be their number two, but he's been kind of mediocre this year, and Mize hasn't
Yeah.
been particularly good. And
Yeah, I don't so once again, I don't get paid millions of dollars to make these decisions, but if it were me, I'd roll even if I'm tied with Houston, I'd roll Flaherty out and be like, "Hey, offense, do your job for once and, let's get this done." So,
I think some of it's also going to come down to Boston and where their head is at because they may not want to. If they've got enough of a lead where they can't, lose, where they're basically their situation is set, they probably have no reason to trot out whoever they're going to trot
well,
out.
their situation is set and they could lose other
Right, but I
than
mean, like they
yeah.
they they are one of the higher wild card seeds, so they haven't even set a pitcher up for Sunday yet. So.
Yeah, I mean they can do whatever they want, honestly. I'd just
Now,
go bullpen
we're
game
running a
if
bit
I'm
bit short of time, but what about the National League here? Who do you think is going to make the playoffs there? The Reds going to sneak over the Mets. The Mets are playing the Marlins this weekend, and the Brew Crew are playing the Reds.
I'm gonna go. So I've always been pitching and defense. I'm gonna say since he takes it, it's just better starting pitching over there.
I think that the odds are in their favor, although it just depends on if the Brewers want to stomp them out because the Brewers are still trying to play for something too.
Yeah, I think,
They want
and that's the crazy thing is like these are going to be really good games with the Brew Crew, and I think whoever it's Cincy playing the Brew Crew, right? Or is it
Yes.
the Mets?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
and the Marlins are only just playing despite the Mets.
yeah. And I think, yeah, and what's crazy is the Cincy's playing literally the best team in their division and seem to be out for blood right now. And I think still, even though the Mets are playing, the garbage team with fantastic pitching for whatever reason from Miami. I think since he's still going to take it, and then since he does hold on and take it, I think they deserve to be there way more, honestly. So
I want to see Sensi because obviously Tito is a big part of
yeah, yeah,
my Red Sox past, and it would be really great if he could come back and do his thing. So that I'm rooting for him, even
dude. And
though
Hunter Brown is lights out after his. I mean, he barely played this year, but he looks like maybe he barely played because he
I
wanted
think you
to.
mean Hunter Green.
Yeah, Hunter Green. Sorry. Yeah, Hunter Brown is the Astros pitcher.
And you
Yeah.
had both of them on your fantasy team, so I can
That's the
understand.
reason why I confused the names. Yeah.
All right, let's see here. We don't have much time for your baseball factoid, so do you want to can that for next week, or do you want to just do a couple of quick segments here um, about the pitching matchups? So I was going to check the matchups for the
Oh yeah,
other leagues.
do the matchups while you check the matchups. The umpire has the specific authority to, in case of wet weather, instruct the pitcher to put the rosin bag in his pocket.
Okay. So it looks
Yeah.
like today the Reds are sending out Abbott versus Gasser, and Peralta is lined up for the Brew Crew tomorrow versus Singer.
Ooh, Peralta and Singer will be. I think Peralta takes that, but
I
it will be
think
a good
I think
matchup.
if I think it's another one of those situations where if things are cinched up by the time the game starts, they save Peralta.
Yeah, I would too. I would save Peralta regardless, honestly, but whatever. So
Although honestly though, if you started Peralta, would Peralta be their game one starter? Because if you would have, they already are going to get a bye regardless, so they would still have to break of a
yeah,
few days before they'd have to pitch. So I mean, Peralta could probably pitch Sunday and then pitch on normal rest coming into the first round or their first round anyway.
yeah, I would. Yeah, it's just curious because I would wonder what they're gonna do with Mizorowski too. So
He's really been kind of ineffective. I think he's
yeah,
piggybacking behind Gasser today. I think Gasser's
yeah,
going to be the opener. But anyway, we're
yeah,
running out of time here. So we will see you guys next week, and we'll be in the thick of the playoffs, and we'll also cover the final rundown of our teams. But that'll be like low priority compared to the playoffs because
yeah.
we'll
Pretty
probably
sure
be
I
past the
lost.
first
So
round.
nice job, Griffin.
All right. See you guys next week.
Bye now.